Okay, we're gonna pick up where we left off. We just finished a room sequence in 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. And we're going to continue on the path that we have because, under the flowchart, we have a couple more scenes before we get to the next major decision. So we just escaped the room that we were in. And now we have a couple more scenes. We're currently in the middle of a novel scene, and then 2 more, which I don't know. So let's find out. After some time in the hallway, they emerge into a larger, more open area.
Whoa, a metal grate? Why is this thing...
Shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not.
Figures.
Are those elevators over there?
No way to know if they're working or not from here. Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Fortunately, however, it was locked and refused to.
Sounds like it's locked. Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left
Stairs
side of the room.
down.
They're blocked by the grate, though.
But this here seems accessible. So we can open it?
Nah, I think it's locked too. Look.
I think that's the Venus symbol. The center of the door was a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal.
What's this mark? The female symbol.
Also Venus. He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake naturally was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies.
I think it was Earth, Sun, and Jupiter.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
So, as you can see, that one is likely...
Not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol.
So I assume.
Hold on. Where's 7?
While they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt. Snake and Junpei returned to look for their missing companion. 7 had left them to head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs.
Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction. They both headed off after 7. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door.
I wonder if this door will...
It was a French door.
It opens.
That's a French door? Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others they had encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. Resident Evil style. He stepped inside. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
A casino. It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings.
Is this some kind of casino?
I would agree, Junpei. The presence of slot machines and gambling tables. I would say it's a casino.
Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could commit further, a noise from behind made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they had just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
As 7 and Junpei watched, he threw his hands up in frustration and then kicked the door for good measure.
Seems we are once again locked in.
Oh boy. There was no reason to panic, however.
Even if that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way.
For now.
So we must find another exit then.
All right, guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quick.
Spurred to action by 7's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Seek a way out. Okay, we're another escape the room sequence. We have the casino. Room seems to be a L shape. We're not moving through multiple rooms like the cabin we went through before, so let's see what we can do in here. I'm going to switch to the mouse now because the mouse is a lot easier. Hey Junpei, isn't that a card sitting on the table there? This feeling seems to be a playing card. There's a playing card on the table. It's the 5 of spades. There's nothing on the table anymore. Square poker table, there's nothing on it. There's something on the counter. Looks like a card. The playing card. The 7 of spades. Well, will you look at that? Someone left a bottle of booze here. Don't mind if I do. Glug, glug, glug. Ah, oh, that hits the spot. Feels like my throat's burning. Sounds like real alcohol. Damn, he really drank it. You don't even know how long it's been there. The counter's pretty well polished. Here's another card. Playing card. A 4 of spades. Seems like we're setting up for a straight flush. It's a lot of expensive glasses. Even cheap drinks would taste great out of glasses like these. I don't know about that. Okay. Only 7 began to speak.
Ah, Baccarat.
Man, a game I know nothing about.
You ever played Junpei?
No. Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of the game.
No, never.
The only thing I know is that Baccarat was the game played in the novel version of Casino Royale versus Texas Hold'em, which was played in the movie version, or at least the recent movie version.
Alright then, how about I explain the rules to you a bit? See, Baccarat is kind of an unusual game.
Oh, great.
You've got the banker and the player. The whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, it all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. You see, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards.
You know, as a video game gamer, I think there's a lot in classical gambling gamer type culture that can be learned, and I think a lot of video game gamers don't take a lot from that when they probably should, because I think mechanically there's a lot in classical gambling mechanics that can really inform or make you a more prodigious gamer if you understand the mechanics.
Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose. And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9. And the weakest hand is a 0.
Well then.
You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it?
Yeah.
He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation rushed through it was helpful.
Well, maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played now.
However, we have no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules, and if it does, in what manner.
Then I guess we try everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table. Hey, Seven, are we really supposed to play Baccarat? It's a Baccarat table. What the hell else would we do? Stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand? Well, there's an 8 in that glass case. Alright, then that's your opponent's number. We have to total 11, I get, or a 9, I guess. If that's the case, what 3 cards do we need to get that number? 3 cards? There are a couple of indentations with white lines around them, right? Those mean we gotta put down 3 cards. So, place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what we gotta do, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I start, I better make sure I got the rules straight. There are 3 empty indentations. I just gotta pick a card and play it. Figure if I put them in the right spot, something ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. So that'd be 9 plus that would be 16. Check out that stained glass. How beautiful. What? Huh? Stained glass is colored pieces of glass placed together in a frame. As I've said many times before, I need only touch to know. I can at least discern the basic structure. There are 4 chairs surrounding a square table. It says 1 on the plate. So I've got the symbols for heart, spade, and diamond here. Coin slot. Slot machine has pretty old-fashioned design. Looks well maintained and probably still works. The drawer they use to pick up money. It's locked tight. I can't get it open. All right. Coin slot. Heart, spade, and diamond here. Plate on it. This says 2. Well, usually the way these things work is that the reels match, a whole bunch of coins come out. Exchanging those coins for prizes is the best part, though. A prize, eh? I wonder what might happen if we were to match all the reels. I imagine the prize would be the tools that would lead to our escape. Alright. The coin slot. Got the symbols for heart, spade, and diamond here. The machine looks pretty old-fashioned. No rust, so I guess it probably still works. The plate says 3. It's the drawer they use to pick up money. It's locked tight. Can't get it open. Ace plus blank equals 9. It says lock. There's a card slot. Looks like we need to put a playing card here. Now let's give it a shot. Not working. So it would seem. I'm shocked and appalled that guessing at random has not yielded better results. Yeah. Damn it, this isn't exactly working out the way I expected. Alright. Is there a keyhole? If there is, I can't find it. Oh, there must be some way to unlock it. Let's look around a little more, shall we? Oh, hey. There's a weird looking thing floating here. Alright, let's turn the two lights on. Clubs, diamond, hearts. Wait, when these two lights were turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Wait, hold on. Didn't think I'd find a card here. 6 of spades. So we have a 7, a 6, a 5, and a 4. A coin bag. Fireplace. There's some firewood here, but nothing else. Sheet of canvas hung over the fireplace. Well, let's see what else we got. Let's try, let's drop this coin in the coin slot. Come on, you little bastards, I only need one of you. Man, it's a long spin. Let's try again. This is a tough one. What is so tough, I might ask? Getting these rolls just right. Timing as well, it's not easy. I don't believe you need to hit them just right, huh? Heart, spade, diamond. What do you mean? Symbols on the reels. They're the same as the playing card symbols I saw over in the fireplace. This is different. Junpei, are the reels the only place where you see these symbols? Huh? Don't you think the symbols might be found in other places as well, apart from the rails? Damn it, try again. It's the drawer they used to pick up money. It's locked tight. I can't get it open. I think that the symbols might be somewhere other than on the reels. Alright, so I got Diamond, Heart, and Clover. Junpei, are you trying to time your button presses to the reels? Are you quite sure you need to focus so much on the movement of the reels? Look at the buttons on the slot machine. You see the symbols? You've seen the symbols somewhere before, haven't you? It's where they used to pick up the money. It's locked tight and I can't open it. What? To be honest, I don't know. Press some of the buttons and smacked the machine once or twice, but nothing happened. Oh, so the coins got stuck. Oh dear. Blood, diamond, and then heart. Hmm. The buttons of the machine. Hmm. 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 I think I'm supposed to get diamond, heart, clover, or diamond, heart, club. Guess I just gotta keep trying this until I get it. Hmm. One. Hmm. Hmm. This is tedious. Hmm. Huh. Do you mean just seal us up here forever? It's not my fault. The coin just got stuck all on its own. Ah, oh boy. It won't open. Hmm. Hmm. Am I doing something wrong here? Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. That was unexpected. That is a pickup drawer for a dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please open it if you would. Hey, there's something inside. Two somethings, in fact. A card. Is there something in there? Yeah, a playing card. And this. A key with a Venus symbol on it. Excellent, Junpei. Now we'll be able to open the gate. We just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei, hurry up. And he's off. There's a playing card and a Venus key. I put the key in my pocket for later. As for the card, we have a 2 of spades, 7, a 6, a 5, and a 4. Alright. Let's go over here. Ace plus lock. Hmm. Hey, the baccarat table. There's something on the table. Before I start, but make sure I got the rules straight. There are 3 empty invitations. I just gotta pick a card and play it. I figure if I put them in the right spot, something ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. Back. Back. There's something on the table. A 3. Back. Hey Junpei, you just asked me if we were supposed to play Baccarat, right? Yeah. Well, I was thinking you might be right. See, in Baccarat, players calculate their score by taking the sum of all their cards they've got and just play using the single-digit numbers. Just ignore the stuff in the tens place, is what I'm saying. This game seems a little different, but it uses the digital root. So take the sum of your 3 cards and you play is the digital root of your cards. In other words, we'll win if the digital root of the sum of 3 cards is larger than 8. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I start, I better make sure I got the rules straight. There are 3 empty indentations. I just gotta pick the card and play it. I figure if I put them in the right spots, something ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. Yes, open for me. Great, you did it, Junpei. You think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it. Alright, let's take this card. I got the 8 card. Won't be going anywhere with the 8 card anytime soon. Alright. Ace plays 8 equals 9. Hey, you go, and then you go, hey, alright, it opened up. Since we have another device to contend with, yes. There are 3 slots in this one. Let's see, 3 slots for cards. There is a 9 right below them. Well, it means we ought to make a 9 with the 3 cards we put in the slots, right? Just like what we did over the background table. Alright, let's give it a shot. Yeah, a 2, a 3, a 4 equals 9. Alright, so I put all the cards that we had left into the slots. What happens now? Is that? Yes, I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Did I find it? I found it. Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into the large open room. A room, in fact, that they had been once before. Well, let's see how we're doing in terms of flow. Oh hey, look, we're right there. There was little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next step had to be. The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of it.
The keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With a distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
Sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed and the gate cracked open.
It sounds as though you have opened it. We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
Snake, are you gonna be all right? I mean, the stairs.
Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards.
Good to hear. Let's move.
Snake is full of himself. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check the next deck down, just in case.
He reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The surface of the water below them was flat like a
I'm
mirror.
just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them. And another weird mark.
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
See?
What?
It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns.
Yeah, I see it. No 2 ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Okay. Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Oh, would you watch it, man? Whew, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff.
Huh.
So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Someone shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside his skull.
Oh, my.
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
In other words, we gotta find a key card with a Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever. All three men felt very small.
Ah, shit. We're not gonna have enough time to check all these, are we?
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bells of the
Right
ship.
this time.
After a few months of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one at the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were 4 French doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
Okay, I'm on.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
He stood simply, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place? It's so huge and empty.
The massive room stretched out in front of them, a more cavern than room. Its vastness was oppressive and bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattress.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
Three of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers, made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
The three of them threaded their way through the beds toward the back of the room. Upon reaching them, they proceeded to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail. One second, I'll be right back. Alright, let's move on.
Yep, locked.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the Nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
Whoa, whoa, check this out.
Suddenly Seven spoke up, interrupting
Look at the
Snake.
red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing.
right? You think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. Tried pulling the lever and still nothing. As soon as they discovered it wasn't only the red on the door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door... and door 3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
One second.
They've got to be broken. Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this.
Whoa, whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh. There's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
The other two reds are the same. Something's been removed from all three of them.
I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
What now?
3 of them turned and saw Connie. Oh no, Junpei thought it's...
June!
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence surprised everyone, suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the ninth man. No, Junpei thought. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts on his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way. No, the ninth man had died. They were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. Sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
And that's what we know.
With that, Junpei finished his own explanation.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until Seven unexpectedly spoke up.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
The Gigantic? Junpei looked at Seven, shocked by both his knowledge and the apparent identity of the prison. He was not the only one.
What is this gigantic?
Seven nodded to Lotus and began to speak.
Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them.
One second, could I answer someone on Facebook Messenger?
They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea.
Man,
She
he's
ran
good on
aground
history.
afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself, which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, but the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
I love how this game capitalizes on the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Someone looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, the bell began to ring from far away.
Oh, a bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh.
It's midnight.
One second, I'm gonna answer a question. Alright, it's
And we've
midnight.
still got 6 hours left, right?
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room.
They had been examining the room as they
But
talked.
we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Well, you already checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right then. That's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
48 rooms.
There are 48 other rooms?
Lotus did not seem excited by the prospect. 1 second, answering something on Messenger here. Lotus did not seem excited by the prospect. Seven fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft. See where we are on the flow. Hey, we're almost near the split. Let's keep going.
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
They also determined that when they would return to report their findings the next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room full of beds.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
If during their search any one of them were to locate missing components, they were to yell for the
I'll
others.
shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If the strategy failed, they'd return to discuss their options later.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Absolutely.
Right. Then let's do this.
Hold on. Responding to a question on Messenger once again. Alright, let's go on. The details they decided. They left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already here.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus were Snake. They gathered in front of the number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Junpei, look!
She's pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew what she had meant. And you know what? I'm going to save here, and I'm going to stop. Finish saving. Turn the title screen? No. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream here, and we'll pick this up next time. I think we've gone on pretty long enough. 1 hour and 15 minutes? Yeah. Alright, cool. I'm going to stop here, and then I'll pick this up next time. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time.